Welcome back to the Agent Confidential podcast. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's dig in. Segment 1, the Brando Debrief. I had an exchange yesterday with Tim Brando, and it's worth unpacking. There's a push for a 2014 college football playoff. More inventory, more windows, new partners, such as Fox. That sounds logical. But here's what's happening behind closed doors. The SEC is digging in. And it's not about access, and it's not about fairness. It's about dead money. From an agent's perspective, when you start talking about expanding the pie, you have to look at existing liabilities. And right now, across the landscape, we have a record $228 million in coaching buyouts that were paid since the end of last season. $75 million of that is on the books of SEC schools. So when you say, let's add 12 more teams, what you're really saying is, let's take the same amount of money and divide it amongst more mouths, all while having massive liabilities. That is not expansion. That's dilution. Segment 2, the $5 million liability. Now let's bring this down to a single transaction. Yesterday, the University of Cincinnati filed a federal lawsuit against former quarterback Brendan Sorsby for a $1 million buyout. At the same time, Texas Tech is staring at what looks like a $5 million valuation collapse on the same asset. This is not a football story. This is a failed acquisition. From an agent's lens, you acquired a high-value asset with existing liabilities, a prior contractual obligation with Cincinnati, and on top of that, a regulatory blackout tied to the NCAA's gambling investigation of his time at Indiana. That is not bad recruiting, that's bad due diligence. And here's the tell. When the legal exposure and the potential for an off-the-field suspension outweigh the on-the-field upside, everything goes quiet. No statements, no clarity, just an information blackout. That is not confusion, that's containment. Segment 3, the NCAA's white flag. Now step back and look at the governing body. On April 1st, the NCAA rolled out emergency legislation to stop ghost transfers. If a player transfers without entering the portal first, the new rule triggers an automatic 50% season suspension for the head coach and a 20% fine of the sport's entire budget. No real process, no real defense, just punishment. Why? Because they can't win in court anymore, that's why. So instead of enforcing rules, they're trying to shortcut the system with catastrophic penalties to scare programs into compliance. This isn't control, it's a white flag. The market has already moved past the NCAA and they're trying to catch up with penalties. That never works. Segment 4, the boardroom close. Now let's connect all of this. Dead money, failed acquisitions, regulatory overreach. This is not chaos. It's a system behaving exactly as incentives dictate, driven by whoever has the most leverage in the room at the time. And that's the through line in my book, Agent Confidential, an insider's guide to the business of college football, the business behind the game. Not what people think is happening, what's actually happening. The book is now available on Amazon paperback and Kindle. The audiobook is in final quality control and should be live on Audible and Apple very soon. And I'll say this, the reviews continue to come in strong. A 5-star review posted overnight, appreciate that, Bill. One more note, I'll be on WJHL Daytime Tri-Cities on Wednesday, May the 6th to discuss the book and the madness that is college football. That's it from the Agent Confidential War Room. Air Sexton is wheels up for Lubbock. Throttle, get me out of here.